Hey guys, today I'll be explaining to you or explaining this scenario of fear of losing your kids after leaving an abusive relationship or leaving a toxic marriage. Actually, this fear is a very common one. Even with the clients I've worked with, it's one of those top fears which someone feels that they can never overcome. Because, like, losing your kids to someone who's abusive, to someone who's manipulative, is not even something you can sit down and think about it. I'm going to explain to you why this fear is legit and what you need to do, and actually the meaning of letting go. So actually, first let's start. Why do you have this fear? Of course you have this fear because an abusive relationship is a relationship of power and control, and the abuser will do everything in their power to manipulate and control you. They will use anything to manipulate you. They will use anything to get you to meet their needs, and that anything cannot be another human being, and that human being can be your kids. So they may weaponize your kids to attack you. They may weaponize your kids to isolate your kids from them. They may tell your kids that, hey, you are the abusive one, you didn't want to keep the marriage, you are spoiling them. That's them isolating your kid directly from you or alienating your kids from you. The other indirect way is like they may do create like extreme things to your kids. They may like take your kids to expensive vacations. They may buy them expensive gifts, or just do those things which they know you cannot afford. So of course the kids will prefer going to the abuser's place because they know that at least the other parent is extravagant. The other parent spends a lot of money in them, and because of course the abuser may have bullied you in terms of finances and in terms of getting the lion's share of the divorce proceedings. Of course, they'll have more money than you. So they may be doing all these expensive things, but because you cannot afford it, you're still struggling to climb your way up. You will find that your kid will side more with the abuser. So you really feel that you are losing them. The other instance is where they may take your kids to expensive schools. Yeah, and because they know that you cannot pay, you cannot afford the fees now, it will mean that you still have to rely on them. So it's all about them showing that they have power over you and you cannot do anything about it. And it's a really a dangerous position to be in because it's like they have the upper hand here. They have the money, they have the power. And then another thing also is when it comes to even negotiating the custody for the kids, because an abusive person is someone who's really persuasive or someone who can really manipulate the system. Let's say, for example, if a system is corrupt, they can use money, they can sleep with someone who they can just manipulate the law. And by manipulating the law here, it will mean that they will have the upper hand even when it comes to negotiating for the custody of the kids. So that will really drive this fear to an upper level. Another thing is manipulative people are mostly unbothered by the divorce or by the end of the relationship. But for you, because you've not really healed on a deeper level, you are still feeling angered and resentful about what they did to you. So because you are in this state of emotional instability, no one other people may not really believe you. They may not believe that you are the abusive one because they'll see that your abusive ex is just thriving, living their life, and then there you are, emotionally unstable, feeling crazy. So when other people side with your ex, it means also your kids may side with your ex. Yet you are the victim here, but it now looks like you are the abuser and they are the victim. So it's actually very normal. That's how most dynamics of an abusive relationship play out. You end up being the abuser and then the abuser being the victim, and then getting most things in most circumstances actually. So what do you do? The first thing you have to acknowledge is ask yourself a question like this: what can I possibly do? And this is a question on a very logical level, not on a deep level. Let's say your abuser has the greatest power, has the most money, has the greatest influence. They can do atrocious things to manipulate other people. They can do anything to manipulate. So what can you possibly do? Can you fight with them? You understand that you cannot fight with them Of course, where possible, you can fight with them in terms of law and all those things. But where it's not possible, where you know that fighting will end up with your name being tarnished, or with them going winning more and more, it will their instance is not to fight with them, because they love this game, they love the drama. The best thing to do is actually for you to heal, for you to work on the pain they put you through. Because without working on this pain, you'll not be seeing things logically. You'll be seeing things as out of anger, out of the frustration they put you through. And you know something about handling things when you are emotional, or when you are feeling that people have betrayed you. Of course, you'll tend to react. And when you react, you'll not find the best solution. So the best thing is to take a back seat. Instead of even before going to look for another expensive lawyer, you spend $1,000, $10,000, $100,000 for a lawyer. The best thing to do is to look for therapy to deal with the pain you're going through. Because once you deal with the pain, you'll be able to see clearly, and you'll be able now to use your logic and say like, actually, I'm not a bad parent. I've tried my best. Actually, maybe there's nothing more I can do. And also your kids will start seeing you for who you are. Not as just someone who's reactive, but someone who's more composed, someone who's calm, someone who's feeling at peace deep within. And even if you lose your kids, you are not really losing them, because they're still in your heart. It's not about physically being with them, it's about them being with you. So you may fight for them physically, but you end up losing them on a deeper level. So once you really work on the pain, you will not also lose yourself. And when you don't lose yourself, there's a possibility that you may reconnect with your kids later on. Of course, it's tough, but work on that pain so that you will not end up losing everything. Because that's what will play into the hands of the abuser. They want you to lose everything, to lose yourself, to lose your mind, to lose everything, so that they can really, really win. So work on the pain. Work on letting go of the pain you have, and then you'll start finding solutions. You'll even find a better lawyer. You'll even have time to look for a good lawyer, because you'll not be reacting, but you'll instead be responding now. You'll know that the actions of your abuser, like them alienating you from your kids, doesn't mean that you are a bad parent. It means that you're just dealing with someone who's very manipulative, who can even manipulate the system. Hope that makes sense, guys. Yes, logically, do the logical steps, like finding a lawyer and all those things, but don't lose yourself while doing those things. Instead, find yourself, find that peace, and then now do those logical things. It will be much easier for you, because you will be responding instead of reacting. Until next time, guys, have a wonderful day.